By the way, over the course of us having that entire conversation about phones we were just having, I was desperately trying to read up on who I just decided is my favourite video game villain.
You fucking dumbass.
God, already I'm noticing like this episode. We've got to make this accessible. I was really worried about this episode.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm still. This is the most worried I've been for an episode of Playing Favorites. Like we're talking about, like, oh yeah, it's a remaster, but if they do like just a re-release where they port it to like the new consoles when the new generation, like all of a sudden it's like it's garbage. It's nonsense. It's just like I'm just worried we're going to start talking about like bot laning and farming and digital DLCs and physical edition bonuses and. All of a sudden, where are we?
But we're talking about villains, like
yeah. But you know,
if we manage to somehow stay on track and just talk about like specific characters, I can't imagine we'd actually have that much trouble.
Like, mate, I think every day about Volibear being your favorite fictional bear.
What? Oh, I'm sorry. I'll change it in the future. I'll make sure I say something that's more accessible to the fucking modern day audience, Harry. Like you do. Every Playing Favorites you do is the most generic possible answer you could possibly give. Oh, my favorite's the Weeping Willow. Oh, my favorite's the fucking, I can't remember what your favorite cheese was. It was Big Bang Theory. What are you talking about?
What do you mean? That's like everyone knows Big Bang Theory. Also, my favorite cheese was goat's cheese, which that's not even like a main cheese.
That is a main cheese.
That's not a main.
That's my main cheese.
It's not a main cheese. Main cheeses are cow cheeses. Look, it's fine. Playing Favorites.
I'm right. You're wrong.
I don't think you have to listen to every Playing Favorites. You know, I'll say that. Like, if we kick off,
how are they not going to pick up on the elaborate lore?
I mean, you know, there may be some issue if we sort of add some new story.
They're going to forget about Playing Favorites, man.
Playing Favorites, man, or maybe we like give out a Playing Favorites participation award, like and they haven't listened to, you know, the TV theme song.
Is our new thing doing no intro, by the way? Is this like a thing we've committed to now? We just kind of slipped into podcast.
We're still in.
Hold on, I gotta do a little bit of research.
What's that?
It's the Bowser theme from Super Mario 64.
Okay. No, here's an even better one. What's that?
That's just Pac-Man.
Yeah.
He's not a villain though.
There's quite a few villains in the Pac-Man series.
Each of the ghosts don't have their own unique theme.
No, I think that's what if in like a shocking twist, the Pac-Man theme is actually the Ghost's theme.
The Ghost theme.
And so it's like everyone's used to like, you know, that's the sound everyone knows. When in reality, that's like the Ghost's like call. You know, it's the harbinger of the. They're about to be released out of that little box in the middle of the screen. You know what? Say how worried I was that this episode was going to be inaccessible. I feel like we've done a good job.
We start with Bowser and Pac-Man.
With Pac-Man, yeah, like, you know, I mean, I think the villain of Pong is probably one of the most forgotten villains.
Who is the villain? Go on. Surely it's just your enemy, your opponent. Oh, you're going to Pong is actually single player.
No, that's an interesting layer there in that, like, Pong, because it is multiplayer. It's like couch co-op. Like, you play it with your...
Yeah.
So, like, the idea of the best video game villain being the guy on the sofa next to you, like, that's an interesting concept. That's not my favorite, but it's
your favorite is, you know... my friend who sat across from me and we're playing, you know...
And it's like a statement about the competitive nature of video games. Yeah. My favorite is the Wii Fit balance board. They're my favorite villain.
My favorite villain is Matt from Wii Sports.
Well,
do you remember Matt?
Is he the boxer?
He's just one of the guys from Wii Sports. I'm sending you a picture of Matt.
Oh, yeah, and he's holding a gun. I don't remember that from Wii Sports. They have shooting gallery.
They should. That would be a good game for Wii Sports.
I think that genuinely might have been Wii Sports Resort.
They had a shooting gallery?
Yeah, that I played once or twice. I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, like, I used to... Yeah, thinking about it, I think most of, like... Because you're never really competing with the villain in a video game. You compete with your friends and you battle it out, and that, I think, you know, really plays into it. But that's a sort of separate... sort of, you know, piece of minutia.
Yeah, like when I'm playing a competitive video game online, I don't think of the person I'm playing against as a villain. Like,
but then,
they're just trying to win like I am, you know?
I would actually... Yeah, but that's what makes them so compelling, you know? They're just like you.
Sometimes I do go into a game with the intention to make the enemy lose rather than to win. But
and that makes you the villain. You're the villain in that case.
Sometimes, yeah.
I kind of like the idea, though, of having, like, a...
My favourite video game villain is me.
Because sometimes, like, you know, you'll have it where, like, you know, if you're getting, like, dunked on by, like, one particular person in, like, an online lobby, like, you know, they keep getting you, they keep going
they become your villain.
Yeah, and all of a sudden... Or, like, you'll be going up against, like, a... I don't know, it does happen where, say, you'll be playing, like, a team deathmatch kind of thing, and, like, the enemy team is, like... You know, so, like, there's something about them that means that either, like, this guy keeps countering you, and oh my god, that person on their team has been keeping us pinned down this entire time. Oh, we've just got them killed, let's push through, and blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, they stop being, like, faceless people you're playing online. It's like, oh, this team
This
in
one person specifically exists to punish me.
Yeah, and now it's like you've vilified them, and you've sort of made them... You know, into the villain for this match, and that I think is what makes the most compelling online gaming and sort of PvP gaming. Player versus player is what that stands for.
Thank you. Yeah,
you know, I just worry. That's all a separate sort of wheelhouse.
Yeah, we're not those aren't villains, okay?
No, but they
could be a villain.
Service.
They deserve a mention, but it's not Bowser.
Yeah.
He's a villain. He's a nasty guy sometimes. Most of the time, I would say, in fact.
I think I've been poisoned by the internet, though, because as soon as you say that, I immediately leap to, like...
You think of him with his son.
Bowser did nothing wrong. Oh, he just wants to play tennis with Mario, and, like... Okay, sure.
They're all actors on a stage.
Yeah, he's kidnapping that lady 20 times a week.
He's messed up.
But then it's like, but Peach, like...
Do you regularly think of that image of Bowser and his son playing on the Nintendo Switch?
What, from the didn't we talk about this on a previous episode of Playing Favorites?
Very well could have been.
Is it like a Wii advert or a Switch advert?
It's for the Switch advert, and it's talking about parental controls on the Nintendo Switch. And it's Bowser playing, you know, like fucking Mario Kart with his son.
Yeah. It's like, YouTubers mark this as previously watched. Like, yeah.
You've been here before.
I'll tell you what it was. It was the fictional dads episode.
It was. Of course it was.
Yeah. No, I remember now.
Bowser, great villain. Also, incredible dad. Incredible father.
Incredible dad. Yeah, you can't deny it, really. I mean, like, I don't even know, like, how villainous is Bowser. He kidnaps
that lady.
Okay.
A lot.
Here's the gimmick for the episode. We've got to, as we go through villains, talk about how villainous they are. Give them, like, a villainous rating. Like, Bowser, okay, he kidnapping Peach all the time.
Yeah.
What else is he doing?
He's got, like, an army. He's a king. That's villainous.
Monarchy, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fair point.
Bad.
Fair point.
Yeah.
We're
on the same page.
And, like, I know he's got, like, a bunch of minions who are, like, doing bad stuff.
Yeah.
I guess he's the one instructing them. Yeah, he's got all those... Are they all his kids? Like, Roy and,
yeah, there's the Koopalings who are also his children.
Oh, they're his kids?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How many of those do you think you could name off the top of your head? Go.
Oh, I just googled it, but I didn't see any. Roy is the...
Roy?
There's one that starts with like an I, I think, or an L.
You know what? You're right.
Okay, I'm looking at the list.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I or an L. Yeah, like Iggy or Larry or Lemmy or Ludwig.
There's a lot of L's in there.
Okay. And then Morton, Wendy, and Roy, yeah. Yeah, and these are
it's
all...
fucked up that Bowser Jr. is not a member of the Koopalings.
No, I think it makes sense that they're, like, separate. That's Bowser's first kid.
I actually don't know if they are... Okay, maybe they're not. The Koopalings are not Bowser's children, but they are siblings. All siblings.
Yeah, okay. That's interesting. So they have an unknown... Their parentage is unknown.
Which one's your favourite of the Koopalings? They are villains, so we can talk about
I think it's Roy. He's got cool sunglasses
with his little glasses on.
He's got a little microphone, pink shell.
I like Morton.
Is he the, like, grey one?
Yeah.
You can just tell, can't you? He's
got Morton energy.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they're the two. The others
they're all named after musicians, right?
Really?
It's like the...
Oh, Icky.
Yeah. Because Ludwig is, you know... Ludwig van Beethoven.
Van Beethoven. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, they are. They are all... Oh, wait, then not all musicians, but they are all named after people.
Right, okay. Like Larry...
Davidson.
It's
not Larry Davidson.
Okay, like...
It's Larry Mullen Jr., who is the drummer for U2.
Okay. Wendy, as in...
Wendy Williams.
From Bob the Builder, yeah. Roy.
What?
Wendy from Bob the Builder.
I don't remember Wendy from Bob the Builder.
Lofty and Wendy join the
crew. Yeah.
Bob and the gang have so much fun.
This is 1, not a video game. 2,
That'll be
not
Bob the Builder.
villainous.
That'll be Bob the Builder video games.
Look, you're probably right.
Bob the Builder video. I wonder who's the villain. That scarecrow fucker.
Oh, he's not a villain.
Yeah, he is.
He's just a mischievous little guy.
Bob the Builder, Can We Fix It? PC version walkthrough. Here we go.
The main antagonist of Bob the Builder, just to clarify, is apparently a man named Conrad. But this is...
a shadowy figure.
This is specifically, he's the main antagonist of the Bob the Builder special, Mega Machines the movie.
Look at this fucking awful video game.
Oh, this looks sick.
This is Bob the Builder, Can We Fix It? PC version, US version walkthrough. I don't think there's a villain. I think they're just sort of
just building.
They're just doing their job.
The villain of Bob the Builder is entropy.
The inevitable collapse of all things.
Yeah. Can we fix it? No, Bob.
Eventually, no.
We can't.
It's like the I'm Sorry John Garfield comics. Can we fix it? I'm sorry, Bob. We couldn't save Wendy's spine. Jesus. We've gone down an interesting path with this.
A very dark route that we've gone down already.
I'm so afraid to start talking about,
real video games.
You ever play Deus Ex? Think about the villain.
I haven't.
I've played...
You're making this episode inaccessible to me now.
Get a taste of your own medicine, bitch. Volibear. This is what everyone was feeling. This is what everyone was thinking when they were listening to that episode.
Stop bringing up Volibear! Get over it, okay?
I've played Deus Ex Human Revolution for an hour. And I remember the enemy being it's kind of it's like the government. That's often the case in games like that. It's like Half-Life at the Combine, they're running the show.
There are villains in these things too. I know that they have theoretical villains, hypothetical villains.
Villains.
Shut your mouth.
Villains and villains of villains.
Half-Life has G-Man. Everyone loves G-Man.
But is G-Man even the villain? G-Man is
literally I know nothing about Half-Life. He's kind of scary, right? He's just a scary guy.
Who says, weird things to you and has, lots of good quotes. And definitely was shortlisted for me, but shortlisted in a way of, he's not off the shortlist yet. That shortlist kind of exists as, a footnote under my main one.
Yeah.
And if I start talking about G-Man for too long, then things are going to
He's going to become your
villain. He's going to become my villain. And I'm going to form a nemesis with him. So let's not worry too much about that. I always think that, some of the best villains, it's fine having, your big, you encounter them throughout the game and they're the evil one who's orchestrated this entire thing, who set up the hero's journey that you're on. But honestly, I really enjoy, a subtle villain who just this is so random, but there's a video game called Gunpoint.
I'm
which
familiar.
Is super indie. It's really cool. You're playing as a spy who's got to break into buildings. It's 2D side scroller. You break into buildings and you get data. We've got to find out the location of the next mission, and then you go there and you do that. And it's set up by another spy who looks like you, who steals some data, and now you're following him, you're, on his coattails, trying to figure out, where he is and how you get him. And you never encounter him. There's no boss battle. But you just sort of occasionally see him pop up, and you see him kill a dude, at the start of the final mission, then he jumps out the window. And so, you don't encounter him, you don't get the closure of beating him or giving him a good, smack down, but he's just this, he's the one who set it up.
Enigmatic.
He's the one you keep bumping into. He's got his codename Hightower. I think that's the only thing you know about him.
That's a cool fucking name.
Yeah, and that's it. And that's all you got to work with, and that's sick as hell. You don't need anything else.
No, you're right.
I can really appreciate, serves a purpose.
On the other hand, you got people like Eggman. Okay?
from Sonic the Hedgehog.
From Sonic the Hedgehog. A villain who shows up at the end of every level to get the shit kicked out of him.
He literally is the opposite, isn't it? He
also is a funny guy. He's egg. He's egg-shaped.
Yeah. Well,
makes little egg robots.
How do you feel about Dr. Robotnik / Dr. Eggman?
I love Eggman.
Yeah.
I love Eggman. Like, okay, Sonic 1, 2, 3, okay? So, like, your original Sonic games where he's literally... He's just a dude who makes little robots and gets beat up.
Yeah.
You know? Like, take him or leave him, you know?
Yeah,
Obviously, it had to have a villain.
Yeah.
That's just the nature of the beast for any video game made in that era.
Yeah.
But you know nothing about him. He's just a guy.
Yeah.
Who enslaves animals, I guess.
Yeah. And puts them in the robots.
In later Sonic games, you start getting him voiced by fucking Mike Pollock.
She knows the name. Yeah.
Yeah. Mike Pollock, incredible voice actor, brings the A game to Eggman.
Is that
constantly, he's just like talking, and he's just like this weird guy.
You know what? Vanilla ice cream. It like...
You don't like...
And that pains me as someone who likes Sonic the Hedgehog. I think that, like, Dr. Eggman / Dr. Robotnik is vanilla. Like, literally, I don't have a single thing to say. Like, I enjoy them, and, you know, he's here, he's like, making robots. At the start of Sonic Unleashed, he, like, shoots a big laser to destroy the world. And it's like, what the fuck is your game here? Like, what are you...
He's gonna shoot a laser at the Earth.
Yeah, like... You know, and sometimes they try and make him really villainous. Like in Sonic 06, Infamous, like...
That one's pretty bad. Like, I don't...
They make him, like, hyper-realistic.
What about that time in Sonic Adventure 2 where he blows up the moon, Harry? Have you considered this?
Goes to sort of blow up the moon.
He does blow up the moon.
Oh, he does? I didn't know that. Is that...
He blows up half of the moon and gets fucking
Now I'm wondering, like, okay, is that Mobius or is that Earth that game takes place on? Because now we're getting into Sonic lore and I'm afraid. But, like, I just think that...
That was you. That was all you.
He serves a purpose. And I generally like him. I like he's got a good voice. Yeah, agreed.
I bet you're more of a Metal Sonic fan, is the thing.
Oh, you know what? Shortlisted. Sonic Heroes was, like, one of the first games I ever loved. And Metal Sonic, like, turns into, like, a crazy, like, dragon thing. And, like, Metal Sonic is cool and dignified. Eggman's not got much in the way of dignity. Like, I like...
Yeah,
like,
you're right. That's why I love it. He's a sniveling little shit.
Yeah.
He's just like a piece of shit.
Metal Sonic, cool as fuck. And, like, also has, like, a bit of a storied history. Like, you know, because are they the same one as in Sonic 2? Or are they, like, a different one? So there's, like, you know, in the original Sonic the Hedgehog 2, there's, like, a grey Metal Sonic. This is Mecha Sonic, who's, like, this fucking, like, different thing. And then there's the comics and then the show and then, like... And, like, Metal Sonic, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what version you're talking about. Metal Sonic's cool as hell.
You just like Metal Sonic.
Yeah.
You're
like,
a Metal Sonic fan.
It's a classic, like, good... Like, I like a robot version of the hero. Yeah. You know?
Just someone who exists entirely as a foil to the main protagonist.
Yeah, it's them, but evil or robot or... Yeah.
They're a clone.
That's...
You know?
They've got the same sort of look, but different color scheme. Maybe, like, red and black. They're named Shadow the Hedgehog. Yeah, like that.
Well, the thing is, Shadow the Hedgehog was on my shortlist, but it felt disingenuous to call him a villain. He's not a villain.
More of a sort of layered kind of anti-hero.
There's a lot to him, okay?
Morally grey.
There's more there.
I think we could do an entire episode on Shadow the Hedgehog.
Favourite anti-hero? That's a different thing altogether.
Yeah. No, I mean, I was thinking favourite appearance of Shadow the Hedgehog. I mean, like, you know, you could
that's a harder question.
You know.
Here's the thing, though, right? If you told me, think of an anti-hero, my first thought is going to be Shadow the Hedgehog.
Okay.
He's not a villain. He's just a kind of mean guy.
Mean guy. Comes from bad circumstances.
He had a bad upbringing.
Grew up in the Bronx. But, like, you know...
Yeah, he means well.
I guess he means well. I think, he doesn't like Sonic because of, like, that's kind of like what he was...
There's a variety of reasons,
But, like, ultimately has a lot of the same goals as Sonic. Yeah, good, okay. Yeah, I agree that Shadow, I guess, isn't a villain, but I'm not willing to, like, I don't know if I would write off anti-heroes. I think you can still get villainous anti-heroes who are like...
That is true. I would give you that one.
What
the fuck?
What?
I'm sorry, I was just looking. I went, during my browsing, I went to look at a list of fictional anti-heroes.
Okay.
Fucking Doom guy's on here. That doesn't make any sense. He's entirely a hero. He's a good guy.
Good he's slaughtering
he's literally
sort of endless
killing
hordes
demons
of hell.
constantly.
Yeah. But list of video game villains I'm curious to look at. 25 best video game villains you love to hate.
I was also looking at that one.
Number 24, Dr. Wily, Mega Man.
Excellent answer.
I don't know who he is, but I know you like him. I mean, that's a classic kind of that. Dr. Wily, is a pretty established villain trope. He's like an Eggman, a sort of scientist villain.
He's just Granted,
you can branch
world
out.
Domination or something.
Yeah,
I guess.
world domination or something. Yeah. Which to the point where it doesn't even matter. Like, Dr. Eggman / Robotnik. Like, does he want to build Eggman Land? Does he want to destroy the Earth?
No idea.
I don't know what he's up to, but he's a villain. Like, okay.
He wants those Chaos Emeralds.
Yeah,
and he wants to kill that hedgehog.
He really? But does he? Do they want to kill each other?
Oh, you're saying it might be like a Joker Batman kind of situation.
Yeah, like there are several times throughout the series where he has Sonic in like a glass box, and it's like, just leave him there.
He does try and kill Sonic in Sonic Adventure 2.
How, though? How does he do it?
So, Sonic's in one of those glass boxes, and he fucking ejects him off the bottom of a space station.
Oh,
to go, plummet onto Earth.
Yeah, okay. But then, in some weird continuity, though, because in Sonic 06, he puts him in a glass box, and I think he's just, boasting. He's just like, I got you, Sonic. And then, the Chaos Emeralds are there, and that weird human lady's there, and everyone has a good time.
Elizabeth, I think is her name.
Yeah, why not?
So I'm looking at a list of villains on the... Are you familiar with the Villains fandom wiki?
I am vaguely, yeah. It's one of these sort of weird,
I'm looking at a list of video game villains.
Okay.
And I'm just in A right now. It's a pretty big list.
Jesus.
But I've reached the point where Adolf Hitler is listed.
Wolfenstein?
But 3 different times.
Oh, right. Okay, 3 different Hitlers.
Adolf Hitler Wolfenstein.
Yeah.
Adolf Hitler Zombie Army Trilogy.
Right.
And Adolf Hitler Download. Which I have no idea what that is. But
beats me, yeah.
I just love Adolf Hitler. It just keeps popping up.
I don't think we're going to be able to get a UK's favourites for
this is going to be a tougher one, yeah.
But I do like the way that describes some of these. It describes Dr. Robotnik as Sonic's arch nemesis, which he is, but that sounds way cooler. This guy is not arch nemesis material.
He's just a guy.
He's not cool or good. But there's a few of these, and the problem is, the problem I have with a lot of them is there's just too many good villains.
I definitely get that.
Vas Montenegro from Far Cry 3. He's a dude. I'm sure he's great in Far Cry 3.
He's good, yeah.
Andrew Ryan from BioShock. He's a good villain.
Very good.
He's a dude who's a good villain, okay? Who else we got?
He's not even the main villain at the end of it.
Oh, right, okay. Albert Wesker from Resident Evil. He's a dude. I'm sure he's a good villain.
Yeah.
You
just don't know these people.
Revolver Ocelot from Metal Gear Solid.
He's not even a villain, really. He's
he's a good
guy.
villain.
He spins guns all around.
I just find that a lot of them, they're good.
What's your problem?
I'm sure they're good. But then there's ones I think the real sweet spot, because you get villains who are oh wow, they look cool or they're thematically cool, but who cares? And then you get the really compelling one, Andrew Ryan from BioShock, who, despite being just a dude, okay, the things they're doing in BioShock, the themes, the obedience thing, really interesting and compelling. However, he's just a dude. And I'm trying to think of examples. I can't quite get anything that falls into the sweet spot right now. But great design, great theming, compelling, an all-rounder. Someone who I'm looking at Kerrigan from StarCraft. They look sick as hell. They're this crazy flying insectoid lady with sort of Medusa-esque hair, crazy spikes. They're sick as hell. But what's their shtick? What do they do? I don't really.
She's a lady.
The top baddie.
She controls the aliens.
Yeah,
she was a human.
Yeah,
that's it. That's
compelling. Something there maybe. And you don't always need that, you know. You can just have, you know, Cuphead, the ultimate villain's the devil. Great, that's fine.
He's evil because he's the devil.
Yeah, valid. Like, you don't need it all the time. But that's the thing I went for when I was thinking about this episode. And the thing
you wanted
that
someone who had like a good motivation.
Good motivation, you know, cool, like just like a really, you know, everything about them hits the mark. And the closest is probably number one on this list to like, so Glados.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really have much to say about them right now, but like, you know,
she's got a cool design. She's kind of like, it's very menacing throughout the game. Like, she just keeps popping up and being like, "You're stupid, dummy." It's like, oh man.
Yeah, so like they're cool, but like, or one that I feel guilty made the shortlist considering I've never played the game, but Lady Dimitrescu.
Yeah, Lady Dimitrescu.
The 9 foot tall
very
vampire
tall
lady.
From Resident Evil That's all
Village.
you know about her, isn't it?
Yeah, but she's cool and like, you know,
she's just tall.
And like, what a design, what a character.
She's just a tall lady.
But like, look at her, like,
she's got spiky hands, I guess.
Yeah. Like, I just like, because like,
say it.
No, you fuck off. Because like, no, in fact, I'm taking this somewhere else because I did also think about like, I like a big person. Look, the point the way I'm going with this is so like Samuel Hayden, who was my favorite robot from Doom, he's like 9 feet tall as well. Why don't we have more big people?
You just okay, cool.
It's not a sex thing.
Keep talking.
Mostly, it's like I can't like I. Can I cut all that? This bit isn't tied to all of to anything else, is it?
That's all that has to stay in. If you cut it, you're a pussy. No, I kind of get what you mean, though, okay, right?
Okay.
Anything that is just a couple feet taller than normal is a lot more intimidating than something that's like 30 feet tall.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
This is why I think that Freddy Fazbear is very scary.
You know what? Thank you. And yes, lower yourself into the pit with me. Like, because I agree. Like, some of the animatronics from the Five Nights at Freddy series of all things, they're just huge. Like, they're not giants. They're not Shadow of the Colossus, you know, titans. But like, they're just big. They would, they're overpowering. They're like, you know, overbearing. They like it's. You know, and it makes sense as well in this case because they're meant to be like suits. They're meant to be able to fit a person inside of them. You know, to be worn in a lot of cases. You know, and so like that works. That's scary. And you know, there's a lot of, to be fair, there are a lot of good things that Five Nights at Freddy's does, and that's one of them. Like, you know, sure, it's again, it fits into that category. It's not a compelling motivation. It's not anything like that, but it's a scary villain.
If we want to talk about the scariest villains from Five Nights at Freddy's, though. Mm-hmm. There's only one. There's a standout. It's the man himself, you know?
Oh, William Afton.
Yeah, the purple guy.
The Springtrap. Yeah, I was the guy who killed a bunch of kids. Okay, yeah. For some reason, he just didn't come to. I was like, are you thinking of the puppet? Do they count? Is that little girl who got like put in the body of a puppet? Like, see the
Springtrap, scary looking guy.
The serial child murderer.
The serial killer, yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking of that one rather than any of the like. I think like Scrap Trap from Five Nights at Freddy's looks fucking scary. Like, in a goofy way, but like if you actually envision it, it's like this like bunny animatronic suit that's like 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
And then also it's like decaying and rotting. And also there is a dead body that is decaying and rotting inside of it. And it is coming to kill you.
Yeah. I actually, I hadn't actually put too much thought into that because I went down the Steam library for this one. As my sort of main point of reference. But like, you said Scrap Trap, which is the sort of more decayed version.
I said Springtrap.
You said Scrap Trap a moment ago.
I meant Springtrap.
Okay.
Scrap Trap looks goofy.
Okay, Scrap Trap, looks much groofier. Groofier?
Goofy.
But the original, Springtrap's like, there's this particular, there's sort of this like hollow eye. You'll notice on the design for Springtrap, this giant rabbit decaying animatronic. their like eyelids are like half down, and the head's kind of. It's almost that like is it the like Kubrick stare, like kind of going on? Like, the head's kind of like gone forward. The eyes are kind of looking up. Like it's fucking scary. Like and maybe actually I would go as far as to say this is one of the closest you'll get to like this kind of to a good all rounder in that like
it's
he is
cool
this
design
with
good story and
good
also
story. Villainous, evil. And, like, this sort of idea that, like, he always comes back. Like, this just absolutely relentless, literally to hell and back character who is just we can't get rid of. Like, and is just a pure, unrelenting force of evil. Like, yeah. I almost want to say honorable mention for Springtrap. I mean, I don't know. Maybe we'll get to that part of the podcast for you. Like, he's not my favorite, but...
he's not my favorite. I'll reveal that.
Absolute honorable mention, from me. So yeah, and that's the kind of, and this is from fucking Five Nights at Freddy's of all things, which is like, I don't think it's hard to get a good villain. It can be. Yeah,
I think having a good villain is actually really difficult. I just think like some of the best games I've ever played, like I really enjoyed them for a variety of different reasons, but like the villain is just exists to be there. Like they're not really. Especially now in like the modern era where the way that games are designed has changed fundamentally, right? You get a lot more games that are about things. They're like there's like stories that are being told and themes that they are putting across. True. And sometimes that just means we don't need a villain. The villain is, time.
There's often more sort of abstract things and like or themes that are being applied or manifested in a certain way.
Rather than like having a dude with a gun. Who's evil.
Yeah, so like
he's like you, but he's fucked up.
There you go. And so like I guess what I mean by it's not difficult to make a good villain is that like I think sometimes it depends on what you're going for, and there's like good simple villains and good complex villains, and there's bad simple villains and there's bad complex. I think there's the idea that something could be way over the top, and you can completely over design and make this villain really complex and ridiculous for like an arcade shooter when it's like what I don't care or you can make them simple and fit for purpose, and that's good.
I think that's the perfect like way to see it, right? It's fit for purpose, right? If I'm playing a game that is simple, I don't need a villain that's like got 18 different motivations for why they want to take over the world. It doesn't matter. I care more about them being like, oh, I am your nemesis, I will kill you.
And I always feel like there's almost a stigma to that sort of in recent times, in that like people want their like relatable villains who like have a good motivation and like right
I blame
idea,
Final
wrong
Fantasy
means.
7.
Okay. People always want that. I actually just really love a villainous villain, just like a really evil, and that is a clue towards my favorite.
Someone who is evil.
Yeah, someone who is just like a real
Adolf Hitler.
Look, no, God no. But no, I look like I think that is I find that compelling, great, because that can exist alongside a really complex, sort of mirror image of the hero or something like that. Yeah, they can coexist, and that's nice. So. Man, I feel like there's so many here, and I worry with the people's favourites, which we'll get onto. I don't know. There's a lot of video games out there.
There's a lot.
I don't know.
A lot of these are known villains.
Okay,
one of them we've already talked about. We're already talking about. Okay, go on. Well, hit me one. Let's do people's favourites. Okay, let's load the tweet.
Load it up. Oh, whoa, can you hear it? It's coming in.
Yeah, I've kind of thought about it a bit more. You're not going to know a lot of these.
That's okay. You can talk.
I don't know some of these as well.
Okay, don't pick those ones.
We're just not going to talk about them at all. Okay, the first one we've got, this is from Nikki. Thank you, Nikki. It's GLaDOS.
Yeah, okay.
We're going to talk more about GLaDOS from Portal 2.
I mean, GLaDOS is incredible. GLaDOS shortlisted and is fantastic. Like,
GLaDOS is the best example of like almost like the omnipresent villain, right?
Yes, which is such a good trope.
With you throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
You never see her. She's just talking to you.
Yeah,
and just like you don't see her until the very end.
You know,
it's just like cruel and maleficent. And
oh my god,
rude.
And orchestrating the story, and it's it's GLaDOS who's why you're here and going through the trials of the game, and then you encounter them at the end. You have your boss fight, which I'm trying to think of the first Portal's boss fight. I think it's fine, right?
It's not good.
It's like you've got to shoot.
You'd put the cores into the disposal units.
It's a puzzle game boss fight. Like it's never gonna be,
not good.
Anything to write home about. But like GLaDOS as a villain, So it's scientist lady working for shady weird science organization who ends up what is it? It's like they digitize her consciousness. But she's like the PA for the guy who was originally gonna have his consciousness digitized.
Yeah. Cave Johnson,
voiced by J.K. Simmons. Oh my god. And
incredible character.
Yeah.
Also a great villain.
Great villain, and in the second one.
For the exact opposite reason.
Yeah.
Of him just being a useless prick.
And it's fantastic and hilarious. Yeah. And it's what is it? It's like
I can't remember the exact reasoning as to why she is the one who is reconstructed. But
she ends up getting her consciousness digitized. I suppose, is it the idea that her humanity is lost in the process? Is that the kind of
I think that there's definitely a suggestion that, well, I mean, because this is the very end of Portal 2, right? Where events of Portal 2 involve her no longer being in control of the test facility that you're within.
Yeah.
And at the very end of it, you put her back in control because she's the most competent, essentially.
Yeah.
So you put her back in control, and then she does this whole spiel about how, she's learned a lot during this whole period of time, and she's realized that there was actually a slither of the humanity she was left with remaining in her, and she deletes it at the very end. And that's the end of Portal. I love the arc that GLaDOS goes through, because it's literally... Because so many villainous arcs, you get this kind of, sympathetic element that is introduced, right? And then as they get towards the end, maybe the villain finally realizes the error of their ways, and they're good now. And they, they do one last thing of sacrifice to save you, and they die or something. Because the only way any character can receive atonement is if they fucking die half the time.
Dust. But
GLaDOS, at the end, she's like, fuck you, I'm evil.
That's the thing, right? Hero arc, good. Villain arc hits different. If the villain goes through things while you as the hero
and decides, you know what?
Yeah,
I'm sticking to it.
Oh man,
I love being evil.
Yeah, it could be anything. And in this case, that's what GLaDOS comes around on. GLaDOS is genuinely, absolute, definite contender for me as a favorite, and so good, right? So great design as well. Looks good. It's sort of, she's kind of hanging down. It's all this machinery and kind of cables and everything, encased in sort of white casing coming down from the ceiling so cool. With this kind of head unit on the end. It's
so inhuman and yet conveys a lot of emotion.
Yeah, very expressive as well. No, not a bad word to say about GLaDOS. Fantastic.
We love GLaDOS.
Answer. Yeah, so good. What does it stand for? Go on.
GLaDOS, of course, stands for Genetic Lifeform and Disk Operating System.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I had it if you didn't, and I was ready.
That's okay, I scrolled to the top of the page. I was alright.
Oh, fuck off. Do you not know it?
No,
I knew that. I knew
wouldn't
that.
have got that.
I got it. I had it.
Okay, we're gonna go... Alright, on the flip side, okay, this one's from Maria. Thank you, Maria.
Thank you.
We got Wheatley, who is also from Portal.
He's the Stephen Merchant voices him.
Also an incredible villain, again, for the exact opposite reason.
I don't know, yeah, true, he doesn't know what he's doing, he's, he's
not duplicitous, he's not evil, he's just a piece of shit, and I hate him.
Thing is with Wheatley, so he's your companion for a lot of Portal 2.
Yes.
But not as a villain.
The whole reason the story of Portal 2 is that you're going to replace GLaDOS with Wheatley.
Yeah.
And then the reveal, the twist at the end of Act 2 is that you replace GLaDOS with Wheatley, and then Wheatley, one, is a moron, and can't manage the facility appropriately, and two, is also evil.
Yeah.
So he, drops you into the fucking depths of the Aperture Science research labs.
True, yeah. And great ending as well. I think that it's a slightly better boss fight / ending. I like that because you sort of get into the like origins of the portal technology and how it uses like moon dust.
Yeah, the Act 3 part is really good.
Yeah, and then he says like the roof of the facility gets blown off. Willie goes, "Take one last look at your human moon," and then you realize that you can shoot a portal onto the moon. Yeah, like, because that's what the portals latch onto. Yeah, incredible. And then you both get blasted into space, and Shell absolutely would have died in the vacuum of space, but it's a video game, so
we don't think about that too much, yeah.
So yeah, it's great. It's fantastic.
I kind of like the fact that Wheatley almost exists to show you how good of a villain GLaDOS is.
In a way, yeah. And even just how, like, because by the time he gets in control of Aperture Science as a facility, like, he doesn't know what he's doing, and it kind of makes you go like, oh man, GLaDOS actually, like, at least she was competent.
Yeah, she's really evil, but at least she knew what she was doing.
Yeah, she did her job. Like, and then that makes sense within because of the fact that she was like basically the one running Aperture Science when she was a human. Like, and she would have been in charge of it, so it makes sense. And like, that's just one of those little things that like you don't even have to consciously think about that, but it means that her character is just watertight. Like, you don't think like, oh, okay, whatever, yeah, I can dismiss it because it's a video game or because blah, blah, blah. Like, you just, naturally, the character works. Like, just everything about GLaDOS. We started talking about Wheatley, we've gone back to GLaDOS.
Yeah, we're back on GLaDOS.
Because GLaDOS is so good, yeah. And Wheatley, works in Portal 2, and he's good. I just don't really think
he's a fun little guy.
Yeah. And good voice, Stephen Merchant.
Good, incredible voice, obviously.
So, okay. Go on, give us another.
Right, okay, we've got a few here, right, Harry? And we've got there's a difficulty here.
Are we doing a rapid rundown?
We might have to do a rapid run, because I don't know enough about any of these characters to talk about them for a long time.
I'll Google them and just give you an impression. And then
what we're going to do, you just Google them and like what they look like, and tell me if you like their design, okay?
Cool, okay.
Right, we got Caius Ballard from Final Fantasy 13-2. That's from Fran. Thank you, Fran. I know that Fran's a big fan of Caius Ballard. He looks like a Final Fantasy villain.
Looks, cool, big, like, weapon that I don't really understand.
I have no idea what that is,
Like, hooks on it. It attaches to a shower.
Got one hell of a haircut.
Nice haircut.
I like
nice
his
colour
headband.
scheme. Yeah, I like the colours.
He's very purple,
Yeah, long, edgy hair.
Very fun. He's no Sephiroth.
Good boots.
God, we've like barely spoken about Sephiroth. Such an incredible villain. I know you don't know much about Sephiroth, but like, what's up, Harry?
I don't know. I don't know. Like,
okay,
who?
Yeah,
they look alright.
Sephiroth.
Yeah.
You don't know who Sephiroth is?
No. What? They're from Final Fantasy. Like, I've
you
never
know who
played
Sephiroth is, though?
I've never played a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, I know. You know who Sephiroth is, though?
But how would I possibly
He's
know?
in Super Smash Bros.
Oh yeah, but isn't he he's like one of the DLC ones?
He is one of the DLC ones.
Like what? Like your shock here feels unwarranted.
I'm more thinking like, do you know Sephiroth's theme? One Winged Angel. Because this is a thing we haven't even talked about, is villain themes. I brought it up at the very start, and then we kind of went over it.
I don't really know if I know any.
They're so important.
It's like in TV and film and everything, sure, but in video games, okay. I mean, like, yeah.
Whatever.
Looks right.
We're moving on.
Big sword.
I'm going past you. I don't care about you anymore.
Like,
I need a new host.
You were just like, oh, there's all these ones no one's ever heard of. Guess we we'll just do a quick like skim over reaction. And now all of a sudden that one that we're skimming over is your one, and it's
what? It's not my one.
It's the one you like.
I like Sephiroth. Yeah.
Everyone
loves Sephiroth.
No one knows who Sephiroth is.
Everyone knows who Sephiroth is.
I don't know. Email in if you know who Sephiroth is, but I don't.
I hate you.
It's like saying
you're despicable.
Oh yeah, I really like Piranha Plant. Okay.
What do you mean?
Like,
I'm leaving. I'm not recording the podcast anymore. I've just said this is it. Last episode. Not a joke anymore.
Go on, give us. Look,
there's a reason we did video games. I'm cancelling the podcast from this point forward.
There's a few more. I know you're being all dramatic. Just go back to the Twitter. There's a few more to get through, and then when we're done with this episode, we can cancel the show. It's fine. Just what are the other Twitter ones? May.
I'm rebelling.
May.
All right. Anyway, right. Okay. Shut your fucking mouth. Right. We got Emmett Selk, who's also from Final Fantasy. He's from Final Fantasy 14. So I've played this game. Okay. Quite a lot of this game.
Okay.
I skipped every single cutscene. I have no idea who this person is.
Okay.
I like their coat.
Yeah. It's a nice coat.
They've got a nice coat.
Bit gold. I have almost no thoughts about this.
Fantastic. Good. Glad.
So,
Last but not least,
Go on.
Goro Majima from Yakuza, who is another character that I'm familiar with, but not very much. The main thing I know about Goro Majima is that he's a fucking psychopath.
Yeah, okay. It looks
He's
like a
just
Max Payne character.
Just a fucked up guy.
Yeah, wow. I mean, got like a cool golden jacket, eye patch. Yeah, this is kind of like this has got personality. Like, this is like, okay.
He's just a scary fellow, you know?
Yeah, like, yeah, he looks like a compelling villain. Like, voiced by Matthew Mercer.
I didn't know that, actually.
Wow, okay.
Okay, right, Harry.
Our favourites?
Yeah, we'll start talking about people you don't care about now. We'll start talking about...
Well, I don't know. It depends on who your favourite is. If you say it's fucking
don't worry.
Alucard... Like,
don't worry, I know for a fact you don't know who my favourite is.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I'll tailor the podcast entirely to your experience, Harry.
Right, well, so I can't even guess. There's no way I can guess it then.
It's not possible, no.
Right, just go on then.
I want us to do yours first.
You want the big finish for the episode to be your one no one's heard of.
People have heard of my character, okay? Just because you haven't heard of it doesn't mean no one knows what it is, Harry.
You could so easily guess mine.
Okay, is it Sephiroth?
That's right, it was all a ruse.
Harry, is it Samuel Hayden?
No.
Damn,
it's not
I really thought
favorite.
It was.
No, not after Bismuth.
There was someone else you mentioned earlier, and I can't remember who it was.
They haven't come up. They are. Tell you what, here's a little quote. Not from the villain, but from the people who designed the villain.
Okay.
Similar to GLaDOS.
Is that it? That was their comparison. Is they are similar to GLaDOS.
The GLaDOS sort of inspired them when designing how they're not necessarily in their design of the character, but like in how the character would be in the game.
So they just like talk to you a lot.
Yeah. But you're like people like gamers would know them.
Gamers know this one.
Yeah, they're a famous villain.
Famous gamer villain.
Yeah.
Okay, were they in that list of top 25 best video games villains of all time?
Yes.
They were.
Yeah.
Oh, is it Handsome Jack?
It's fucking Handsome Jack.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's
Handsome Jack is a great villain. He's very villainous.
Handsome Jack definitely came up for me a couple of times.
In a particular way, he sees himself as a hero, as the guy who's doing the right thing. But also he's an arsehole and like a total arsehole, and he knows it, and he's doing all kinds of crazy shit and fucking just, cruel things. Like, and just being openly a dickhead, but it's such a charismatic way.
Yeah.
It's cute that you all think you're the heroes of this little adventure, but you're not. Welcome to Pandora, kiddos. And then, like, the train explodes, killing all of the main characters at the beginning of the, of the game, except for the one you choose to play as. Like, so good. And he's constantly in your ear the entire time. He's just
chatting shit the whole time.
Just chatting shit to you and like, but it's not bullshit. Who cares? Like, stop trying to give me all this lore. It's like, he's charismatic, he's interesting, he's funny sometimes, but then also like he's not a comedy. It's not comedy relief. He's not so dry and dramatic. I don't care. But he's got his cool moments. He's relevant in the story. His daughter Angel is like a whole thing, and so there's like another branch there, and like he's got that whole thing about like never meet your heroes' kids. They're all dicks, every last one. Like but little bits like that. It's like, that's compelling. That's good. And he's handsome. Handsome Jack's handsome. He's a good-looking guy. He's got like a fake face. On.
Yeah. He's got the fake hair.
What happened to him? How do you?
I can't remember. I think that happens in the pre-sequel. He gets like shot.
Yeah. He
gets branded by the Vault thing. At the end of the pre-sequel.
Yeah, doesn't he like?
So he has like a big Vault symbol on his head, but he has the mask on, so you can't see it.
Yeah, that's cool. I never finished the pre-sequel.
His real name's John. Did you know that?
What, the character?
Yeah.
Wow, Handsome John.
Yeah.
See why I went with Jack.
Yeah, it's got a bit more of a ring to it.
I wonder if it's a middle name. John Jack. yeah, I don't know. Thoughts? That's my one.
Handsome Jack definitely came up for me. I think the only thing preventing me from ever picking Handsome Jack as my favorite villain is that I knew a guy who was very adamant that Handsome Jack did actually do nothing wrong.
Oh, no.
And I was just like, you are a psychopath.
I mean, because the whole thing, right, is he's trying to, like, Pandora is like a sort of, you know, Badlands kind of like, you know, there's no
bandits and there's, you know, like, you know, there's some fucked up shit going on in Pandora. And Handsome Jack's like, just kill them all. Just fucking
kill everyone, you know, industrialize it all, take it over, you know, bring order, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And also find the vault.
And also he's greedy and selfish. Like, it's not true. Yeah. So that's fucked that
yeah.
But yeah, I love that. So
okay, Harry. Are you ready? I can change my answer if you'd like.
No, don't do anything special for me.
I won't. Right.
Have I even heard of the game? Have I even heard of the game?
Yeah, you've definitely heard of the game.
Final Fantasy 1.
No.
Final Fantasy 2.
Keep going.
Final Fantasy 3.
No.
Final Fantasy 4.
Nope.
5.
Nope.
6.
Yes.
Final Fantasy 6. Okay, right. Makes sense. I don't know anyone from Final Fantasy 6.
So the main villain of Final Fantasy 6 is a man by the name of Kefka Palazzo. If you could look up a picture of Kefka Palazzo for me, please, Harry.
Volibear moment. Oh, it's okay. They're like a Joker.
They're a fucked up clown guy,
jester clown. Thing
who does become God at the end because it's a JRPG,
good.
And that's just how it happens.
And until I sort of went out earlier, my favorite was God from the end of EDF 5.
That's a really good answer, to be fair.
It's just this huge synthesoid, multicolored, like Halo crazy machine thing. Yeah,
that's a good bit. I love Kefka. Okay,
Kefka Palazzo.
Unfortunately, I actually don't have much to say. You know, the thing with Kefka is look at that motherfucker. First off,
that kind of spooky.
Maybe one of the coolest character designs ever. How do you add that many different fabrics and still have it look like reasonable?
Good point.
Maybe reasonable isn't the word, but
it's very over the top, very boisterous.
Yeah. Kefka's whole thing is Kefka just fucking hates you. And everyone else. Hates all of humanity, despises them.
Okay.
At the start of the game, Kefka is just a clown. Like literally a clown.
Yeah.
And then becomes God, essentially, through a variety of different means, and destroys the world. And that's Kefka's whole thing. Kefka is not a nuanced villain. Kefka hates you. I love Kefka, though, is the thing. So I think Kefka would love me too.
That's nice. It's cute that you think you'd be like the exception.
I'd be the exception to the rule here. Yeah. I think Kefka could make maybe one exception. That'd be fine. You're fucked though, Harry. Sorry. You don't even know who Kefka is.
It's like Rocco's Basilisk. You know, I now know who Kefka Palazzo is, and now I don't like them. Yeah, like, so
maybe you got to change your tune on that one.
Yeah, they look cool.
Thank you. I made them myself.
Well done. Can you imagine if, like, one episode of Flame Favorites, we brought to the table our favorite was like a homemade thing, just like a, you know,
something I made myself.
I made in Scratch in IT in year 9. I made a little game where you play as a cat, and you've got to like get out a window, and the window's the villain, and then my favorite video game villain. Like,
that'd be kind of funny.
That would be very funny. Kefka Palazzo or window.
Take your pick.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give you this. You're probably going to win the poll this time.
Maybe. You'll have all the... After the Twitter responses, you kidding me? They're going to be all over this. Everyone's going to be all over Kefka Palazzo. I don't think
that many people know who Kefka is. Everyone knows who Sephiroth is. Some people know who Kefka is.
Okay. Well, there's some nice art of them as well.
Yeah, I think Kefka just looks awesome.
It's a nice design. Anyway, but yeah, that is a big clown. And also an episode. Also episode 44 of Playing Favorites.
There's always a big clown on Playing Favorites, Harry.
Oh, who is it? Playing Favorites Man. There's the law.
He's a big clown now.
Playing Favorites Man is clown aesthetic.
I do love clowns.
That's what Playing Favorites Man is taking from this episode. It's the clown aesthetic. So that was my
great, fantastic.
There you go. And it all comes full circle from what we said at the beginning. So if you skip this one, well done for not skipping it, because now you know about playing favourites, man. Big clown. What am I saying? Thank you everyone for listening. Hope you've had a good old listen. If you'd like to get in touch, we are on Twitter at PlayFavorites. Remember, favourites has a U. Get that U in there. By the way, bit of housekeeping. I did call you a consonant in the end of the last episode, and I'd just like to rectify that and say I know
thought you were talking about me.
A vowel.
I called you a constant.
No, I didn't. And also a bit more playing favourites housekeeping. I know at the 11th hour here. I did try to submit the record for the slowest time to eat a piece of cheese. However, that website is such a dog-shite website that it literally just wouldn't let me do it. Like, I created an account, it was broke, it kept telling me to sign up to do it, and I'm already logged in, but where it's supposed to say, like, go to your profile, it says the words, your profile picture, for some reason. I assume some kind of HTML error that wouldn't let me actually go to my profile, and so because of that, I assume it wasn't reading that I was signed in, and so I couldn't submit the record, and then I was like, oh, fuck this then, guess I'll just delete my account and move on with my life. But then, it doesn't even let you delete your account, so I've just had to email them, just email into the void, hoping they'll delete my account, and I haven't heard back. So, like, awful. So we'll claim that honorary title of, sort of slowest time to eat a piece of cheese, but it can't be sort of officiated, which is a shame. But there you go. So we're all sad, really. But yeah, that's the last bit of housekeeping. And yeah, Playing Favorites on Twitter at PlayFavorites. Tweet in. We tweet out whenever we're doing an episode, and you can tweet in with your favorite in that thing. Maybe it'll be favorite world record keeping site. In which case, I'm going straight to Guinness, let me tell you that much. Oh, no, we can't do that episode because I've just told you what my favourite world record site is. Okay, oh well, never mind, we'll move on.
I don't know how much of this outro is going to make it into the final cut.
The outro is always a difficult one to edit because it goes really quick, and so there's not ums and pauses, and to edit it up. But yeah, you can also email in playingfavoritspodcast@gmail.com, again with a U, still a consonant, still in the same place. You can email in with whatever you like. No, still a vowel! Oh, I got it wrong again. I called you a consonant again. It's a vowel. It's still a vowel. I know it's a vowel. Email in with whatever you like. That's the end of the podcast. May, do you have any final thoughts?
No.
What?
Okay, so I'll be perfectly frank with you.
Go on.
I spent the entire time you were doing that outro looking for best video game quotes. Right? And I was thinking, like, if I could find one from, like, a villain that would, like, make a good, like, outro thing.
Okay.
But, there's some good ones.
I don't know.
But none of them really felt...
I guess, in the meantime, this is where I get off.